Hey there, and welcome to Morgan, Brayton, and Other People. We're talking about bad habits today on the show. Could be a pretty short episode because I, of course, have none. These ladies, on the other hand, oh man. Fatima, for instance, has a terrible speeding problem, which is especially troubling since she doesn't drive. Erica, nail biting, but not her own nails. Robyn's masturbation habit is off the charts.
I'm sorry, is that a bad habit?
It's a bad habit.
Okay.
And we are damn near ready to have an intervention with Katie Ellen and all her flossing. So, whether you smoke, have a sweet tooth, or damn it, Erica, stop tapping your nails. We're gonna talk about it here on Morgan, Brayton, and Other People. Hello, ladies. Hello. How you doing? Welcome. I'm just getting right to the drinking. It's the Bad Habit Show.
What are we drinking
We're just
today?
gonna get Fatima. Why don't you tell us what we're drinking today?
We are drinking the Bad Habit drink.
Oh.
Ironically,
That's appropriate.
Very fitting.
Okay.
My 18-year-old self. That's what it tastes like.
Does that make sense? No. Okay.
I drank a lot of peach schnapps back in the day.
Oh, right. Remember that? When you were a teen, it was like, oh, it's fruity
Everything.
and tastes like candy. I'll drink it.
bad decision.
We're so much more mature now.
I love this.
Isn't it so yummy?
Yeah. So bad habits. As I said, I have none. So I'm really going to count on you ladies today on the show to keep things running. So what do you got?
I do have a habit of buying a lot of things online, and then I return them after. Jay calls me out on it all the time because I buy stuff, and then I'm like, I love it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm taking it back.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he thinks it's a problem.
But at least
not
you
after you
do that.
Yeah.
Because my bad habit is that I buy things with the thought of, oh, I'll return it if I don't like it or if it doesn't fit, and then I never return it.
Yeah.
What about you, Fatima? Other than the bad habit.
Well, I bite my nails.
Oh,
You do, but your nails always look so nice.
I know, but I just bite them in secret shame.
Toenails?
That's why we don't know.
That's so weird. I have no problem with biting my hands, but my toes I would never.
I don't think that's
Never.
weird. I think that's, I mean, don't get me wrong.
I don't even know how that's physically possible.
Wow.
Not with
That's,
me.
yeah, the flexible
She
left
just bought
leg
a thing
lifting.
that'll help.
There you go.
Hey.
Teach you.
I need to learn the ways, Erica.
I will show you.
It's probably not much more gross to bite your toenails. 'Cause
I
at
guess.
least they're like encased in socks and stuff.
It's
all day.
true.
You're touching everything.
It's probably
Exactly.
cleaner. It's probably not gross.
Yeah.
It's
just tricky.
So-
no problem, guys.
Moral of the story is you're gross. Yeah, pretty gross. Sorry to say, but you're gross.
Definitely gross.
I used to bite my nails too, like crazy for years, like down to where it would hurt and bleed. Yeah, it was bad. And then one day, I don't even remember why, but one day I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. And I
Because you
just
saw
didn't.
someone looking at you like this.
No.
Maybe.
That'll do it.
My, not to jump into other people's bad habits, but as I said, I have none. But my wife, she does this on that, like on the hangnail, like creates hangnails.
I do that.
Do you?
And I pull out the cuticle and stuff, and I'm fine unless there is an outlier. Like it doesn't.
Right.
But if there is something that is already,
Then you
I
gotta
can't
get in
leave
there?
it alone.
But that shocks me with the
Yeah.
care and the money that you spend on your actual
Agreed.
fingers. That's very surprising to me.
We didn't know you secretly
This wasn't an opportunity for me to hand model. This is a conversation.
I'm sorry. I stopped listening after we were talking about my beautiful hands. My prize asset. Go on.
Did you go to the New Dawn Academy of Hand Modeling, young lady?
She wishes. Okay, Robyn.
Yes.
I know that you have a long list. It's not a 2-hour special. It's not a mini-series. So try to, narrow it down to maybe top 5.
I don't even know that I go through phases of bad habits of things that I do, I think. Like I will go through a phase where I shop every day for no reason at all. I went through a smoking phase when I had one of my boyfriends who was a smoker. I decided then I should be a smoker. But the day we broke up, I quit. I had a penis phase.
I had a boyfriend bad habit.
Probably my worst habit.
Yeah.
And the hardest to break. If you know what I mean. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know what that. You know what I mean.
You know what you meant. Yeah.
more minutes.
Fun.
But yeah, I don't feel like, honestly, truly, right now, I don't even know. that I specifically do one thing all the time that's bad. It's just maybe my whole life is a bad habit, like the drinking.
I know one. We shouldn't.
Oh, you know one of my bad habits?
Let's play Robyn's bad habits. We'll tell you what they are.
Yeah, she's just, you're always so considerate.
You know, I think
terrible,
that
terrible
could be,
habit.
I'm just too kind.
I was trying to think of if you have any annoying habits. I can't think of any.
Well, to be fair, Erica's
Yeah.
bad habit is lying.
Yeah.
No,
I
you're
agree.
punctual.
I am.
Yeah.
I try to be.
Some people at this table aren't as
Are not.
punctual.
I don't
as
know
you.
who. We don't want to name names here, you guys. So
don't.
let's just say it rhymes with Corgan. But we're
Okay, I
not
have
gonna
one
name
bad
names.
habit. One bad habit. I am always late. Yeah, always. I try, and I'm
you?
Yes.
Have you given up on trying? though?
No, I really do. I really do try, and I'm much better than I used to be because 10 years ago, I married Michelle, who, if you're not half an hour early, you're late, which I also hate. There's a terrible habit.
Being
I
early.
will get into my list of Michelle's bad habits,
But being early can be just as annoying as being
See,
late.
that's what I say. Is like when people show up, if I'm expecting you at 5 and you show up at 1:45, I am not ready for you to be in my house.
Or if they're picking you up and then they
hate
show
that.
up and
I'm
they're like,
here,
I'm
but
outside.
take your time.
Yeah,
and I'm
I
like,
hate
And then they make you feel guilty for them being too early.
No,
gross.
no.
Get
That's
out.
way worse than being late
No,
all the time. Yes. No, I have a problem with punctuality. Always have. I was actually suspended from high school for being late, which was even in 9th grade. I was like, you get that you're suspending me because I've missed too much school. So my punishment is miss a bunch of school. You get that doesn't make any sense, right? He was like, young lady, he said, you have the worst late record in the history of our school. And I was like, seriously? I was really quite, because I'd like it, my achievements to be recognized.
So it's just been forever that you've been late.
Always.
I'll be honest. Like whenever we come here and we have our call times and I'm always second, constantly I'm like, well, Morgan will be late.
Yeah.
So like I can be a couple minutes late, like, without fail. I think, but then I'm always right on time.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another bad habit of mine. And you know what, guys? I think I work out too much. I think that's another bad habit.
I think your bad habit is bragging.
That might be. That might be.
I'll take it.
So you mentioned that you were a smoker. And you were a smoker.
I was a smoker.
Is any...
Never a smoker.
I smoke, but not like it was never a habit. It was never like, oh, I really got to quit smoking. It was like, oh, I had a pack for a month, like that kind of
Same.
smoker. Not
when
really.
I drank, I smoked.
Right.
Yeah. All the time, and I loved it.
Really?
Oh, I was so dramatic too.
How many years did you smoke?
When I started stand-up, because you could still smoke inside.
Right.
So I smoked for like 6 years, like pretty hardcore, and then I quit for 3 years, and then I started again, and then I quit, and now I've been quit for 5 years, and I'll never go back.
For you.
Right.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Just to that.
Thank you.
Just to you quitting smoking. Yes, indeed.
Because that's a tricky one to break.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Well, on that note, and because that's so tasty, we're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we'll talk about more of Robyn's bad habits, because believe me, the list goes on and on and on. Welcome back to Morgan, Brayton, and Other People. We're talking about bad habits here today on the show, and I have to confess, I told a bit of a lie off the top. I said I don't have any bad habits. The ladies very kindly pointed out that I have a bad habit of being late always. But I have another one, and it's this. And it's not just that I'm on my phone all the time, which I am, but I can't sleep. So I listen to old radio shows at night to fall asleep, and I can't fall asleep without it. But that means that I have my phone, and I'm sure I've given myself 18 different kinds of brain cancer, because I have my phone in bed with me when I sleep, and then if I wake up in the middle of the night, like if a cat wakes me up because it's vomiting or something, because that's what happens, and then I'm awake and I go, oh, just see what's happening on Facebook. And so then Michelle wakes up, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, on Facebook, right? And so that is definitely a habit I should break.
You should. You should not be allowed to take your phone to bed with
But then I can't sleep. Then I just lay there, like,
you could
thinking
get an
about the
iPod.
things that I have to
iPod.
do and all the things that.
Simple solution.
I know. You guys are good at this.
Thank you.
Have you
Anybody need
broken
any other
any? Yeah, let's talk about that. Have you broken any habits?
Remember, this is the first time I met Michelle, and you guys picked me up, and I was telling you how I used to at night. I crossed my ankles and pulled so hard I was really hurting my feet. So I started to break myself of that habit. I started sleeping with ankle weights on. So then I would get out of bed in the middle of the night, and I was like, whoa! And yeah, for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Fell right over.
So that's how I broke that habit.
I'm
I'm a complicated woman.
You are. There's things about you you never would know.
Oh, that's great.
That is a very risky approach, but it got the job done. It did. Yeah. So let's talk about other people's bad habits. Because sure, ours are terrible, but who cares? Other people's bad habits, totally annoying.
Yeah.
Fatima.
Fatima's like,
Don't
she's
even
holding
get me
herself
started.
back.
I take public transit, so just so many bad habits every day.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I saw a dude clipping his nails on the
No.
bus.
I wanted to
beside me on a plane.
Why is it popular? Isn't that disgusting?
Right beside me on a plane, I started hearing this clicking sound, and I look, and the girl beside me was clicking her.
Didn't she also put a face
And
mask
she put a face mask. On a flight to Toronto. We were not going international. I want to be very clear. It was a quick flight. I get it if it was like an overnight thing, and that's her like what she does in the
At
morning.
night?
I'm okay
Okay,
with that. Like
okay.
I'm okay with, or what she does before she goes to bed.
Right, right.
But on a quick midday flight to Toronto, like you can wait until we get there, and you could have done your nails before. That's all.
That's like one of those women's magazines things you read. It's like how
Right.
to make the most of your time.
Totally.
Like,
Yeah,
you've
but
got
she
3
also started
hours.
squatting, which was really irritating.
She's like a lady. She gets stuff done. I like it.
Doing squats in the aisle.
Right,
Oh, that's great.
I know someone who I may or may not live with that will put his Nicorette gum on the side of a plate.
Oh, no.
Wherever we are, restaurant, anywhere.
No.
Yes, and and everything else though. Like if I even try to take something off his plate, he was like, "I was raised you don't eat off other people's plates," and I was like, "I was raised you don't put your gum on a plate."
Exactly. Yeah, no, he can't say anything.
I know.
That is not acceptable.
Oh,
No.
don't worry. He takes it back before they take the plate away.
Oh, no.
I know,
no,
and
no.
I don't know. I just try to. He's so great in every other way that I'm just like,
Yeah, you might want to shut your mouth.
Just let that one go.
Yeah.
do I get him like? Can I just get a little like pill box and be like, this is for your gum?
Can you just buy him more Nicorettes? Because that he's saving it?
Yeah.
Because there's still
There's still some
nicotine
nicotine
in it,
in there.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say he takes his gum out to like have a cigarette.
But he's addicted to, like, he hasn't smoked for like 6 years or 7 years.
But he's addicted to the gums.
But he can't, he's like, I gotta get off the gum.
Tell him to take up smoking.
Chew on my back. I have somebody in my life who, and I'm a little bit guilty of this, of saying like too much.
Oh, yeah.
But she says it like 10 times in a sentence. And I just think it's been helpful though, because it's made me say it less because I'm aware of how much she says it and how stupid it sounds. Like it makes you sound like a 15-year-old.
Do you say anything to her about it?
No.
Does she watch the show?
Hopefully not.
So I took a public speaking course years ago that every time you stammered or you said or ah or like, everybody in the room honked a horn.
Oh, really?
So you had to
I've done that,
speak for like 3 minutes straight, and anytime you're like, and it was just like, oh God. So then
I'm going to do that with her, but I'm not going to tell her why.
I have a taboo buzzer you can borrow.
But I don't think that I mean, obviously she doesn't know that she sounds stupid, and she's not even aware of it, because sometimes there are habits that you have that you don't even know about.
Yeah.
My wife says I do a thing where I rub the tip of my nose, which I have.
you do that a lot.
Do I really?
I probably more than I know, because you're not there for the first 15 minutes of the conversation. So you've probably done it even if
I've done it even more than that. Do you have
shot.
habits that you don't even know about?
Yeah, I say guys a lot, apparently.
You do. You do.
See?
That's
I
true.
say guys so
you do.
much.
You say it so
I didn't
much.
realize that until people told me.
Really?
Yeah.
See, but they're better friends than me because I won't tell you if you say like too much.
No, you'll just talk about it on a TV.
Yeah, exactly.
I
But I
rub my
didn't name
hands.
names. You rub your hands.
I do this a lot, and I never realized I did it. And Jay's like, "What is wrong?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, and he'll just be sitting there watching me, and I'm like, like I'm scheming, and I'm like,
Exactly.
nothing. And then I was hanging out with my mom and my aunt, and I looked over and I realized my mom does it, and it is very distracting. And so now I'm like, gonna put weights on my hand. Because I'm trying to break it, but it's very difficult.
Erica's solution to everything. Just put weights on it. Okay, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back with more Morgan Brayton and other people. Welcome back to Morgan Brayton and other people. We're talking about bad habits today on the show. And one of the reasons that people have bad habits is because they're nervous. So like nervous habits. I think that's, I don't know. I don't know when I do the nose thing. I don't actually think I do it. So, but maybe it's a nervous thing. I don't know. Do you have nervous habits?
I have a friend that she's super cool and like chill and suave and
Right
whatever.
here.
Who is not on the show at all.
Oh, okay.
And the second she goes to start to talk to a girl or notices a girl, starts like doing more than you, like literally starts doing like this. Literally starts doing like, yeah. And we're like no.
Make
Like
it
lock
and
it down.
mark
She'd be
it.
like, oh. And like within seconds, she's back up doing it like it's crazy.
Is
It's
your
adorable.
friend an otter?
No,
because that's what
but
otters
it's
do.
adorable. And then we'll be like, no, stop. And she's like, oh, and she'll like, and then like within minutes, her hands are back up and she's doing, it's so cute and endearing, but it's like, girls will not like that. Like you have to, so we're trying desperately to work on it. Get her some weights for her hands, Erica said.
Finger weights.
But my dad once pointed it out to me as well when I was when I'd come out to him, really the next time we saw each other, and I was picking my nails, and I was doing that, and he goes, well, obviously you're nervous to be around me or something. And I was like, what do you know? And he's like, well, you've been picking at your nails so badly since we sat down. I was like, oh, I just thought it was something I did all the time. But he's like, no, the only time you do it is when you think that I'm mad at you or we're having some kind. And I started to pay attention, and I did do it.
Right.
So I quit.
So there's one of those things you said in terms of habits you don't know you have, but there is one. Yeah. I had an audition last week that I was super nervous about, and I don't usually get that nervous. And they were talking to me afterwards and asking me questions, and I realized I wasn't breathing, and they were asking me questions. And I was like, well, I'm new to the show. And I was like, who am I? I just said like 3 times in that sentence. And then I just said it again. See? Oh, the weights of my tongue. Any other nervous habits?
I would demonstrate my nervous habit, but it has been brought to my attention that when I speak in that register, it is inaudible on the show.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
But you don't do it as much as you used to.
No, it's true.
Well, I am very receptive to behavior correction.
It's all those treats I've been giving you.
Although the woman that was driving us, we did a gig together, and this woman, she kind of did the same thing. And so she was beside me, and Katie was behind me, and I was like, what? But they both start talking fully, like, and then I think I was getting on that act, and I'm like, what just happened? What happened?
You think it's your hearing because it's both of them?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to read lips, but they're just like.
Now, Erica, you have a bad nervous habit.
I don't even know if it's a nervous habit, and I've only ever told Jay, and he's like, why did you even tell me that?
Oh, well then please tell us.
It's just a weird thing I do at home whenever I go into the washroom. As I'm sitting down on the toilet, I go and I touch the floor with my finger, no matter where I am.
What?
It's
you touch
crazy
the floor of the public washroom?
Yes, I know.
You're disgusting.
By the way, I mix that drink with my finger. So
I'll drink it.
Who am I kidding? I'm good. Go ahead.
Also, the floor is probably way cleaner than the doorknob. But
There's that.
I don't know when I started doing it. I just noticed, and every time, and I'm like, boink. Maybe I think I'm gonna float away or something. I know. I'm sorry I told you.
Or after the gentleman burst into the bar bathroom when you're peeing on your birthday? Is it like, I am in here?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, but I think that borders, like,
On
it's obviously a
OCD?
habit, right? Because it's a thing that you don't, but it borders on compulsion, which sort of leads me to my next question, like, what is the difference between a bad habit and a compulsion or an addiction, right? Like, what is the difference between I enjoy a cocktail now and then and I drink wine in my coffee mug when I'm walking my child to school in the morning, which I don't do. I'm just saying hypothetically.
But that's the line right there.
Right there.
That's
like,
a good
And
one.
me, yeah. Okay, got it.
I think like with compulsions, like something you have to get done, but with like a bad habit, it's like something you're not aware of, like we're all talking about now. We're
Right.
Like, oh, I didn't know I did that.
Well, and that's what I read that there is a level of control. Like a bad habit, like if you bite your nails, you could stop biting your nails. It's not like you got to go to rehab for nail biting.
And you probably don't sit there thinking about, oh, I can't wait till I can bite my nails.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Right.
Exactly.
I have a thing that very few people know about that is completely something that goes on in my head as a habit. And that is I hate, this is kind of creepy. It's kind of like a Rain Man thing.
Do you not
I
hear?
count things, but it's letters. And like if somebody says a sentence, it happens to me a lot when I'm watching TV or a movie, and I'll fixate suddenly on a sentence somebody has said, and I count the letters in the sentence, and it has to be an odd number. So then if I have to add a letter, but it has to make sense, it will. And then I'll go over it and over. I know. And then I'll catch myself doing, I'll be like, then I have to really wrap my head around, and I have to say one over and over again in my head, just one. Isn't that weird?
It's pretty weird.
so my bathroom floor thing is like
that's
not a big
doesn't
deal
look that weird
anymore.
right now. No, I can relate to that because I have things about like being fair to your hands, if that makes sense. Like if you do something with one hand, you have to do it with the other, and those kinds of things. And so I can understand it's a sort of a different version of that, right? Of like if I bite this cheek, I have to bite like those kinds of things that it's like no, you don't, but your brain tells you have to.
I'm totally gonna pick up on that now, I bet.
There you go.
Yeah. Great.
The last thing that I want to know about is because we were talking about bad habits, and the show is bad habits, and clearly we have some, but there are also theoretically good habits. This is not a joke. Have none of those. I'm pretty good about brushing my teeth, but that's kind of where it ends. Are there such thing as good habits? Do you have?
I always
good
change the
habits?
toilet roll paper when it runs out.
Oh, see, but that's
a
because,
necessity.
Yeah. No, but it's because
Not
you
to
live.
people that I lived with in the past.
But that's the
to my
key.
former roommate.
But that's exactly it. Is people who don't, because other people don't. Because I always, in my own house and everywhere I go,
Me
if I'll
too.
be like in a restaurant or whatever, I'm like, oh, I guess I have to change the toilet paper roll. It doesn't matter where I am.
Didn't know I worked here.
Yes.
This might be why you're late though, because you are like you do a lot in your
Yes.
household and with even events
general.
that we do.
Yes.
So you take on too much is another habit.
That is.
That's another-
You're right.
A good habit when it means I don't have to do something.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
No, but that would having good boundaries would be a good habit.
Yeah.
Saying no would be a good habit.
yeah.
I don't have that.
I don't have
you're
that
right.
either.
You're right. Right. Is there such a thing as a good habit?
I don't know if it's. I mean, it's not good in the like. It has no value to any outside part of anyone else's life. But I tried to establish the habit of making my bed in the morning, and I had to like very actively make myself do that. And now it's not a problem, and now it is a habit.
Right.
But it was.
I think that is a
would
good
be a
habit.
nice
That is a
adult
good
thing to
habit,
have in my life.
But is it because you live in an open concept apartment?
Yes, in a
very good
no-bedroom
term.
Right?
apartment.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to say. But
Yeah,
so at
that's
any
a huge
time
part of
somebody
it.
could come over and then it's like, oh, you were sleeping naked in there, right? Is
Yeah,
the
I think
thing
even
that
just for personal lack of chaos.
really.
Like there's a
supposed to
certain
make you
amount.
feel
See, I
more
don't get. I do not care. I do not care about my bed.
I used to
make my
not.
bed
You
every
do?
morning.
Yep, I do now too.
Nope.
No.
Nope, we don't care. Hey.
I have clothes everywhere in my
Yeah.
bedroom, And that won't bother me as much as a completely clean bedroom except for an unmade bed.
Because
Really?
but the bed also, like that's where I put the laundry to
things
fold
on,
it,
yeah.
and if I'm packing, so
Right.
it has to be made.
When you're a jet setter like Erica Sigurdson and you pack every
Yeah.
day.
I'm packing and unpacking.
Well, I've learned something new here. Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
So speaking of bad habits, one more cheers.
Cheers.
To all of our habits, bad and good.
gross.
Now I gotta start making my bed. You guys suck. Thank you for being here with us today on Morgan Brayton and Other People. Go make your bed. Come on, what's wrong with you?
This is good, Fatima. It's refreshing. Could be a little boozier, I'm not gonna lie, but it's refreshing.
I know. I told her that. I was like, have I taught you nothing? Apparently.
I haven't had a drink in a month and I taught me enough.
Yeah, I know.